Welcome, this is our Yamaha Sidewinder Turbo front bumper. This will be the install video. This one is fairly straightforward. So first thing you're going to want to do is get your hood off. Take your side panels off, take your hood off. I'm not going to explain how to do that. And then second step is going to be to remove your stock front bumper. So this one we've actually already taken off and kind of assembled this plate here. So on here we have this bumper would be underneath of this, and there was rivets holding on each two sides here. So if you take out these two Torx bolts, take off your fuse block, pull this front bumper off, and then there's two more Torx bolts down here to get your front bumper off. So get that off, and then you're going to grind off the heads of these rivets so that you can detach that bumper from this plate, because we're going to have to mount our bumper to this plate. So do that first, and we'll move on to the next step. All right, when you get that stock bumper off, you can remount this plate back in place and keep two of these bolts. We're not going to use all four, we're just going to use two of them when we assemble the next one. So I'm going to go on and we're going to put this our front bumper in place, and we're going to get it bolted. So there's going to be some short bolts, M6 by 20 up top, and then down below on our front bumper we're going to have to drill, once we get this bumper in place, drill through the plastics, and it will come through and mount through on the back side of this intercooler plate. So we'll show you what that looks like here next. There, the bumper's all mounted in here now. So the factory, there's four of these bolts. Remember, we need two of them. So you can see that it drops through this part and it mounts on the inside of the tube down, just a lot like the stock front bumper does. Mounts onto the intercooler bracket. We've got these bolted. We drop these down, a nylock washer and nylock underneath. You can do it the other way too, if that's a little bit easier it's a little bit tricky to get the washers and nuts on there. This does just fit in here. Sometimes a little bit of trimming needs to be done just to get the pipe to fit in there okay. This one fit really good. And then the underside, we have the two longer bolts through, but what we did, used a 1/4 inch drill bit. Once the top part's mounted and you're happy with the placement, we can drill up and through the plastic with the bumper on, through these holes, through the backside, and it will come onto the bottom part of this intercooler bracket. And you can see we have a washer and a nylock nut on the inside here as well. So that's it for the bumper install. We'll go ahead and put the bumper or the hood back on, and we'll show you what it looks like when everything's back together. All right, I gave you guys a little bit of wrong information here. So I went to go put the hood back on and realized I had a couple extra pieces kicking around. So this plastic piece needs to mount on top of those two Torx bolts for the plate that holds your fuse block and the bracketry that the bumper mounts to. So when you go to mount the bumper, make sure that you put this plastic piece on so you don't have to do this twice. Not hard, but you got the two Torx there, and then there's a Torx on each side that hold this front plastic piece in place. There it is, all back together. It's open in the front to make sure get full intercooler cooling with a little bit of an integrated lower skid plate kind of where you might end up hitting a rock or a stump. And some of the tools, we didn't go over this at the beginning, but we got 10mm wrench, 10mm socket, short extension, number 4 Allen for our stainless bolts, and a T24 or T25 and T27, and a drill, 1/4 inch bit, and away you go. Nice easy install.